So you make a change, you commit, you push to your repository, a bunch of CI get triggered, your application is built, you have your Docker image, you have your artifact, you have everything, right? That's great. But sometimes when you are working in a monorepo and you have multiple applications, you don't change all of the application at the same time. Pushing to your repository, triggering the CI is just going to be duplicate work, because let's say I have an application that hasn't changed since the last time, and I don't want the CI to run for that. I don't want my organization to be built for that CI. And that's where selective build come into play. Let's see this technique in action. This is the article, link down below if you're interested. Let's see it in action. This is my repository over here. There's a sample monorepo with 4 applications over here. They all have Docker file inside, and at the end I would expect to have Docker image in my registry to be able to pull them and deploy them to production. So right now I do already have them over here in the GitHub container registry, but let's see actually how that is working out here, because I do have some optimization on the selective build here. As you see, these are my normal CI workflow getting triggered for pushes to the branch main, the default branch. So this is the first run. This is when I push all of the application to the repository. I want my CI to get triggered. I want my CI to build all of the application, because that's the first run. There has never been a run before that. I want my images to be available, and that's basically it. All of the 4 applications over here. So what happens if I just make one change to one application and I don't want the CI to run for all the others? That's where this trick comes in handy. As you see, I added a cool new feature to my payment application, and I no longer run all of the other applications as I had over here, but instead only one of them are running. And so that's perfect, because I don't pay for a CI that I'm not going to use. I'm not going to pay for duplicate work. The idea here. So how is that working out? There are a bunch of directories here. Each of them are applications. And what I expect from them is there's going to be like a hash of directory in the files inside to like a single, string, which is, as you see right here, the name of the application and a unique string of a hash function, which is going to be the same for every directory, so long as the files hasn't been, changed. So yeah, it's gonna check for these strings. So let's see how is that working out. So this is the GitHub action right here with a fairly easy to read example. Let's see it in editor. First, so yeah, there's going to be 3 jobs, obviously. One of them is the preparation, which is just going to read the repository, and it's going to exclude a bunch of directories that we don't want to track. It's going to store, look for the hashes of a previous run in our Redis store, and then basically it's just going to have 2 outputs. In the next step, which is the actual real deal happening here, this is only going to run if at least one application has changed. Otherwise, it's just going to be skipped. So here's the real deal happening. From the last step that we have a matrix here, it's just going to pass a JSON serialized string to here, and in here it's just going to either run one or more than one basically of applications, which is just a normal workflow of building a Docker image in and pushing it to Docker GitHub container registry. At the end, when all of this is finished, there's going to be this finalize, which is going to come to the same directory again and compute the new hashes, push them over to our Redis store, so that the next time we have an updated hash. So yeah, that's basically the magic here. This is basically saving a ton of your organization, money not being spent on the CI that do not have to run. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and give the blog post a look if you're interested to read the details.